else, but I was quite happy for this music because throughout it, because it was quite light and bouncy, and I started to be overcome with the beauty that was.
That's what came across.
And and the life that the fish were just living. And actually, for me, it was more emotional from that angle. It's larger when you realise the waste of actual life, rather than just a sort of government mishandling. So I was quite grateful for that music. At first I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I was in this still death sort of sadness, but then I felt more channeling the actual life of the fish.
You had heard the music before?
No.
It was completely fresh. It's superb, the combination of the music, just something about the music that just takes you straight to the emotion in combination with your movement.
It's always nice when you're taken somewhere that you don't expect, because it's more genuine.
I felt similarly moved by both the silence, but when the sound came on, the life. And it's that realisation that seeing the beauty and the life is what is so confronting, because that's what we're missing, that's what we're losing.
Yes, I found my initial thoughts in seeing you prepare were about how you're in a very unusual situation, being in a circular room when most rooms are rectangular. It's dark, and you see these multiple projections of yourself up on the screen, and the challenge to concentration of just being in such an unusual circumstance. You must have very good focus on how you're going to move in response to the visual stimuli.
Very much, I thought your preparation was very much part of your performance. It showed a discordance with the images and what you were processing. And then the music came on, and I've just drawn as sort of reflecting upon your performance. And same thing, I got these beautiful swirls and many swirls interacting as you're very much part of a larger system, and then this discordance starts coming back into again, and you're almost becoming isolated and yes, that was very interesting. It was beautiful, fluid. I thought in some cases almost like a fish at times. That beautiful movement through both, up and down through the water, but also lengthways through the water, and then you're sort of closing in upon yourself and then sort of fading away. Thank you.
It's great. Quite like the contrast between the first and the second parts quite a lot.
And for me, the things that probably stuck out the most were two poses you pulled in the silent part. Just seemed like absolutely tormented. And rather than kind of being an image of the actual picture or the fish, it kind of more summed up the river as a whole, of this kind of twisted, broken sort of entity in a hell of a lot of pain rather than anything else. That's what I found the most kind of grabbing.
I loved the way you evoked fish. I kept seeing fins and tails and, the movement of fish through water. And certainly almost joyous interpretation of fish. And, again, as everyone's saying, after seeing the video of the photograph of me doing the performance,
it just sort of reaffirms our love of nature, you know, and the devastation of what's happened.
I just wondered, I was expecting Audrey to be dancing in front of the image, and I wondered if that's something to experiment with.
Yeah,
Because
I thought that
I mean,
too.
I'm fascinated by all of this, but it's a detachment for me or it's a distraction to me. Whereas the image and your response to the image is a very direct thing.
Yeah, I also would have liked to have had the image
Yeah, me too.
there.
Can we do it again?
No.
That was straightforward.
I don't know, I think this image kind of gave me, I obviously like the other image better, but this kind of, you were like a shadow, and this kind of gave me the idea that there was more, like the same as like the fish, I don't know, just like, and the idea that, I don't know, like something over, not the government, but just like, I don't know, I don't know what it is, I can't explain it, but I don't know, it was beautiful, thank you.